From the Poky Little Puppy to the little Red Caboose, many of us grew up with those little golden books. As we got older, the books were put in attics or simply disappeared. But one woman is proving that they still stand the test of time. And this week's Finding Minnesota, John Lauritsen takes us to Willmar, to a place where the little Red Caboose always finishes first.
If I had a penny all my own, you know what I'd buy?
In Ellen Radell's home, there's no shortage of rhyme and reason.
John had been a good boy all day, and in the afternoon his mother sent him to the store to buy a loaf of bread.
She's not unlike other people who plan on reading more when they retire. But as Ellen opens up a new chapter in her life, she's taking that goal to another level.
I thought, what am I going to do? You know, I don't have any hobbies. I know more people in Marshall than I know in Willmar.
As a professor at Southwest State and Marshall, Ellen was driving more than an hour to work every day. So one afternoon, as her career was winding down, she pulled a random box out of the attic and found a childhood treasure buried inside.
And I was kind of looking through them and grabbing a book, and I'm like, oh, these are so sweet. I love them. They're so neat. I wonder how many golden books there are.
It was that day that she decided her golden age purpose would be little golden books. Ellen and her husband began going to thrift stores, antique shops, church and rummage sales, trying to grow her collection. And along the way, she got a history lesson.
In September of 1942, they had selected 12 titles to give a whirl to, okay? And these were the 12 they picked.
During the war effort, there was a paper shortage, so the books were cut down to 28 pages, and the price was cut down to 25 cents. Back then, the binding was blue, not gold. But the books were being bought almost as soon as they were printed.
And in 5 months, they sold over 1.5 million copies of books.
As the years went by, the collection grew. Walt Disney and others got in on the act. And thanks to dozens of creative authors and artists, there are now nearly 1,400 books.
You knew you made it big as a cartoon character if you had a golden book.
Exactly.
Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck joined Mother Goose and Little Red Hen. And Ellen thinks little golden books eventually learned a lesson from their own lessons. By the 1970s, the books finally began to feature women and people of color.
The values are, be nice to people, be friendly, share your stuff, do the right thing.
Lessons that Ellen is determined to pass down to her grandkids. She travels and speaks to other grandparents about the importance of keeping those life lessons alive and well.
I think it's really special about the memories.
Something her own children have already picked up on.
Because these are the kinds of things that keep us a little bit more together or neighborly or emotionally friendly to each other.
With more than 1,000 golden books on hand, Ellen's home has become a house of fairy tales. They are nostalgic for older generations and eye-opening for younger ones.
And it's that time you spend with that child that you're reading the book. You haven't put it in front of them and said, go read this. You're saying, you're this important that I'm going to spend my time reading with you. By the time the little Red Caboose came along, the boys and girls were all turning away.
John Lauritsen, WCCO 4 News.
Hang on tight, little Red Caboose, said the flat car. This is a long, tall mountain, and you're the last car.
That is a treasure. Ellen has a little more than 1,000 little golden books in her collection, as you heard John say, making her one of the biggest collectors in the Midwest. In March, she'll be speaking at the Wabasso Public Library. For more information on that, just head to our website, go to WCCO.com and click on links. All right.